Yeah, this is like the first time it's been out.
All right, how's the turning?
No, you know, it's very good. And like I said, when I hit the brakes with my hand off the wheel, it stops true. It doesn't pull to the left or right. No, they did a nice job. Welcome to that episode of Jay Leno's Garage. The car we're featuring today, a 1970 International Scout built by International Harvester. Now, if you're wondering why it's covered up, it's a bit of a story here. 9 years ago, we did a show with a young man named Brian Corsetti. He liked to redo old Toyota Land Cruisers. And he was single then, and he had a girlfriend. He had 13 Land Cruisers. And I said, well, you get married, you're not going to be able to have those. Oh, no, she'll love them. We'll find out if he still has them or not. Anyway, he's going to have a kid. He's doing good. He's doing good. Anyway, he kind of hot rods these cars, Restomods, and whatever you want to call it. And he built this for the actor, raconteur, entrepreneur, pretty good TV star, game show host, Joel McHale. You'll recognize him as soon as he walks out here, unless you're from a foreign country. Then you'll have no idea who he is. But anyway, he had this commission. He has not seen it yet. Brian's been working on this for quite a while. We'll unveil it here, and we'll find out what's going on. Gentlemen, come on in. Brian Corsetti with a big Judy Garland fan. He's got the ruby red slippers there. And of course,
Thank
Joel
you.
McHale.
Thank you.
There you go, yeah.
Thank you.
That's the crowd he normally gets. Okay.
Wow.
Well,
your crew is so excited.
Now, are you excited about, how long ago did this start?
Almost like 2 weeks.
Really, yeah.
Yeah, so, start to finish. This is going on
3 years.
3 years.
3 years, wow. Okay.
So I've always loved, I have seen pictures here and there as it's coming along, but I am very excited, and Brian is a genius, as are you. And so this is for my wife, Sarah, whom I love deeply, and it's the color that she wants. So I'm very excited.
This is for you. I love guys who build cars for their wives. Yeah, and it's got the LS3, and it's all the stuff women want.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Okay.
But Jay, I could not tell you hardly anything technically about this car. Brian, this is why.
I believe that, because the last time we did a car segment with you, we talked about men's shampoo.
Yes.
And which was the most revitalizing and whatnot. You don't really sound like an off-road guy.
Well,
but
how do off-road guys sound?
I don't know if off-road guys use that much gel.
It's dry shampoo.
See, I didn't even know that. It doesn't get more Hollywood than this, ladies and gentlemen. All right, shall we unveil this now?
Oh, no. I think we should keep it covered.
Keep it covered up.
Do I get to keep the cover on it, Brian?
You can have whatever you want.
Yeah, this cover was custom fit for this.
It's fair. I am genuinely excited. I am sarcastic most of the time, but this is really exciting.
All right, we pulling it off to the back or the front?
You guys tell me. What do you want to?
Wait, pull off.
Pull from the back.
Ready?
Right?
Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
Set.
Get Joel's reaction. Well, I like the color. That's a real International Harvester color, isn't it? Is that one of the
British racing green.
Okay, yeah.
Totally custom from the bottom up. When he came to me and said, hey, I want to build a car for my wife, Sarah, I felt like, it's an International Scout. The top speed on these were 55 miles an hour to the factory.
Right.
So we did a Jeep JK frame swap. So you got the Dana 44s front and back with the coilover suspension, the link suspension, paired with an LS3, 6L80 automatic transmission, and an Atlas transfer case.
Okay.
So I've gone 100 miles an hour in this car, and it obviously improves the driving experience. And a bunch of other stuff, right? So
How many horsepower? What are you looking at?
We dynoed it 508.
Oh, that's okay. Wow.
Yeah,
That's,
so little less. I think it's the 525 LS3.
Does this have power steering?
Power steering has got the Jeep Rubicon steering box.
Right.
So you've got the Holley mid-range front runner kit with the power steering. We've got our custom seats that we've developed over the years. Heated and cooled options, custom center console. The dash we left for the most part stock, but we did re-engineer the AC vents and the touchscreen, the keyless entry, reverse cameras, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, 'cause I remember you brought one of your very first products to our garage here.
Yeah, and you've been. Thank you for your support.
Oh yeah, we've been fans. It's fun to see somebody start a new business, especially in the automotive field. I mean, a lot of these guys don't really make it past the first 4 or 5 months or something.
Yeah, it's tough. You're always learning
overwhelmed.
stuff.
Yeah. How many have you done now?
Land Cruisers we do. We've done quite a bit of Land Cruisers. This is our actually first prototype for Joel, and Joel's been like super supportive, which, thank you. Come on, buddy. Yeah.
Oh, I see what's happening.
It's
now.
so nice.
I get it. I
So,
get it.
so Joel and I agreed upon a price, and then once we hit that price,
$800,000.
yeah, I just stopped losing track after the. I mean,
Right.
at
Yeah.
that point, it's
Okay.
You know,
Well,
so
let's-
we didn't spare any expense.
Let's open the hood. Let's see what it looks like. Let's see how.
Yeah, I don't
Looks
even
like
know
you
how
got
to
plenty
open
of room under there.
Yeah, the 800s. So we jam-packed it. We had to do a custom firewall just to fit everything in there. Does it feel nice?
Oh, it's great. I could sleep in this.
Well, it's interesting. It's at an angle like this. It's interesting. Okay. Got an Optima battery. We use those. They work terrific.
And then you've got your design. You know, here's his wife's name and. But yeah, everything had to be reworked, re-engineered, and down to the grill. The grill's got International Harvester logos multiple times to make it look, you know, those kinds of things. In regards to the engine compartment, we had to do the dual fan aluminum radiator setup. It's right. This is where the radiator normally
Right.
sits. So we just basically had to blow everything out. We got
Now,
the power boost.
Is
and-
this the expansion chamber for the radiator?
that is the expansion. That's the cooling expansion
Yeah,
chamber
yeah.
for the power steering.
Oh, this is power. Oh, power steering. Okay, I see
Power
that.
steering. Then we've got the radiator right there, and then we've got the windshield washer right there.
Oh, okay.
So we did all of that. We built all of that in house, all aluminum. We did the aluminum extended tank because, you know, the gas tank has to be customized. And yeah, I mean, it was a great learning process. The Dana 44s, the Rubicon steering. I mean, exceptional handling. What do you honestly think of? I mean, truly, like.
It looked, you know, like I just keep hearing the words vroom, 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 vroom in my head. No,
Well-
it's just beautiful. I love this stuff, and it's like, I'm so bad. I would be so bad at doing something like this, and I'm so ADHD. I couldn't complete anything, and so this is just, I can't believe it. It's beautiful.
Jay, you kind of like four-wheel drive cars,
right,
right?
yeah,
Stuff.
sure.
What do you think of it, honestly?
No, nicely done. I mean, this is what this is the style of vehicle I like. I like the early ones more than the modern ones, you know. I like the color choice. I like that it looks contemporary enough without,
Right.
I mean, this flat green versus some flash bling or chrome wheels or any of that nonsense. It looks like a utilitarian vehicle that's been updated for modern times, which is exactly what it should be. So, and very nice, nicely
That's what I
done.
want.
Now, did you have this vehicle already, or once he told you what he wanted, you went out and searched for one?
So this is a vehicle that we had, that I have had for a couple years. We didn't have the Jeep stuff, but and he showed a picture to Sarah, and she just loved the style. And then we did a couple renderings and stuff
Right.
to get the color right. But the core was making a classic SUV reliable on the road with the same modern driving experiences for Sarah.
I'm going to close the hood for the first time in my life. Here we go.
There you go.
Totally closed. Thank you.
All right, we close the hood. Let's talk about the top.
Yeah, the top is a standard top, but the original top has no inner design or insulation. It's very tingy and loud when you drive it. So we engineered a 6 quick release system in here.
And you put a roll bar in it as well.
Custom roll bar, that's right, with with dual dome lights in the front and back.
But it must add a lot of rigidity to it too, because
Yeah.
with this engine, you rev it with the top off, you probably get a little bit of chassis flex. How about brakes?
Brakes.
No brakes.
Yeah.
On this, don't need them.
Don't need it.
People
Just go
get out of the
straight.
way.
This is based on the Jeep JK system. So we've got the Rubicon. It's got 4 pistons in the front, 2 in the back, 4 disc brakes. We got a power booster under the hood, and yeah, I mean, it stops on a dime. The inset of the wheels are as far in as possible. Obviously, the Dana 44 front and back axles are a little wider than the stock 600, but overall, I think it came out really nice.
Okay, I'm glad you didn't flare the wheels. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
right.
didn't want to see any of that.
Sarah
No,
was very specific with, like, she wanted it to look OEM, but she wanted it to go fast. That
Yeah.
was the note at the beginning, right?
Yeah, because you're not really off-road. You go Brentwood, Whole Foods, and then back home again.
How dare you? Come on, we have most of our groceries delivered.
Yeah, of course. How foolish.
Come on.
Foolish should be that.
Jay, last time we did this, I brought out the beautiful 1990 Land Cruiser that Brian restored, and you were like, this is not a vintage car. This is not an antique.
Right.
You were like, it's it's a used car.
Yeah, I'm just curious as to why you're so enamored with these.
I always liked Toyota trucks.
Well, they're excellent trucks. It's just 1990. This seems like kind of a used car to me.
And I was like, what? When does that happen? And then you were like, 1979? 1978? When do antiques become antiques and before they go from used to antiques?
Well, in California, anything 1975 and earlier, you don't need smog, you don't need any of that, yeah. There's horseless carriage, there's classic, there's antique. It wouldn't be an antique, it would be a collectible car.
What do you call that? Is this an antique?
I would call this a Restomod.
Okay, and so the Land Cruiser, not an antique either, or?
No, not an antique. Antique, I tend to think of Model T and all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Classic car.
Classic.
Classic.
Does this
car.
count as a classic?
Yeah, I think it is a classic because these are unique. You know, it's funny, the old days, you were so used to Broncos and everything with air conditioning and heated seats. I mean, you got nothing when you bought this. You got a stick shift, maybe a radio, maybe.
And it would be AM too, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you ever think this kind of a truck, now with the Broncos and obviously the Land Cruiser, did you ever think these would be so?
Well, actually, I did because, they were always cool. They're always fun. If you were a college kid, when I was in college, like in 1970, you could buy a 58 or a 59 for $300, $200. It was fun. You put all your friends in it. They're bulletproof. The original engine was a 4-cylinder. Top speed was maybe 55, something like that. It's amazing. They had a tiny engine and got awful mileage. I don't know how that works. Yeah. So you had the worst of both worlds.
Yeah.
Bad fuel economy, no power. It's hilarious.
That's funny.
But there was kind of a cute factor to them, and just a ruggedness that ever notice when you ever see ads where they show the one of Ralph Lauren's guys. He's always leaning on something like this. It's never a modern car because this has that American character to it. Like the Jeep. Yeah, International Harvester was a great company.
Why were they bought?
Well, like anything else, you just get crushed by imports. The Jeep went to American Motors, and they really pushed that brand. You just get pushed out of the market. Bad decisions, whatever it might be. Well, I don't have to tell you about bad decisions, but
dare you?
I've been looking over your
I've been
film.
on some incredibly cool canceled television shows.
Exactly. I rest my case.
One of them was canceled twice.
How did it get canceled twice?
Well, we got Community was canceled after its 4th season.
That was a great show.
Thank you.
That was a killer show.
Crew loves it too, I can see.
Oh, yeah. But they're told not to give personal opinions.
No, and then we got picked. Sony sold it to a streamer called Yahoo. Yahoo was a Yahoo, the website had its own streamer, and they chose us, so they brought us back. And then we put that, it was called Yahoo Screen, and we put them out of business. And they blamed us. They were, and so I can personally say that I took down an entire streaming service.
Well, that's pretty impressive. Well, hopefully maybe do something with Brian too.
Yes, let's get a show that gets a whole network canceled.
But let's get back to the car.
All right.
Now your wife wanted an automatic, didn't want a manual gearbox, right?
I remember that when that decision came up, and I was like, automatic seems.
She could rock both of them. I mean, I think it's more comfortable. I think with what what you guys are using it for the automatic.
Is there a sound system in it?
Yeah, we got a 9-inch touchscreen with reverse cameras, sound system, and we went with an 8 or 10-inch sub in the back of the center console with 4 6.5-inch round stereo speakers, JL Audio.
Well, you've really made quite a business out of this. I remember when I met you, your idea was I'm going to try and buy a bunch of old Land Cruisers. I imagine after you get 10 or 15 of these, people must see you coming and they jack the price up because they know. Are you out of Land Cruisers?
Well, we're on a wait right now, but I'm not trying to blow smoke, but because of your help and Joel's support and stuff like that, like guys like you that are known vets in the industry has really helped us out a lot.
But I mean, once you bleed Joel dry, what do you do? I mean, you find a...
we originally thought the whole idea was, let's just build something cool that if I was to build a car, that's what we did here. Is and then eventually I thought at some point someone's going to buy it. I mean, that was the original passion turned full time. Now it's more of a business, but I still want to. You only have 8 guys working in the shop.
I mean, do you enjoy it as much as I remember?
do. I
mean,
do.
you had such enthusiasm when you were here the first time, and
Yeah,
when the video went out, oh, it was great. You know, so but it's fun to see you grow into something. And you were dating that girl. You finally married her?
Yeah, she's the bones behind the whole business. I married her. I did have to get rid of my collection of Land Cruisers.
Oh, really? She wasn't thrilled. I remember that. No, that's why I love her. She loves my Land Cruisers.
She does. No, she's very supportive, but it works because I stay in the garage. She made a good analogy. She's like, when we first started dating, hey, do you want me to point out every single high heel shoe that I like while we're walking down the street? I'm like, no, why would I do that? And she goes, well, I feel the same thing.
Yeah. I think I gave you the analogy of my trainer Dave. He was a single guy, and he met this girl, and he's not a guy who's never going, oh, I think it's good. She even likes my black couch. He has a black couch. I said, wives hate black couch. No, she loves it, I say, when we get married, yeah, we'll keep the house. Married a week later, the black couch is in my garage.
Yeah.
He said, I had to get rid of it. I said, gee, I wonder what happened. I wonder why your wife didn't like a black couch. Yeah, all right.
But she's the heart behind it. I mean, I wouldn't have been able to do it without her. I mean, Sarah's the same way. She's super supportive of your niche car
She
obsession.
rolls her eyes at me and goes, okay. And then when she started seeing photos of this, she was like, I like I like this one a lot.
Well, that's great that you have a wife that's an enthusiast.
Yeah, she likes it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's terrific. That's terrific.
Her dad worked at car dealers. And,
Oh, is that right? Okay.
yeah, and he had a Mazda, 280Z
Yeah.
for one of the first ones. Yeah, he loved them.
A Datsun 280.
Oh, excuse me. They got
Now, the
bought.
windshield
They got
doesn't
bought.
open, correct?
Windshield does not open on the later model Scouts. They did on the early 80
Right.
versions. I actually prefer the fixed windshield because it's got a better dashboard versus more of like a non-dashboard where you can't run modern AC vents and stuff in it. So this was a better choice for this
Is
platform.
this adjustable suspension?
This isn't. This is the ride height that it's at. We are doing another Scout with adjustable suspension, but in this particular case, we didn't need to do it. It's Fox Racing shocks with the JK spring and link
Right.
system.
And this is not really going to be an off-road vehicle.
This, for her, it's going to be able to tackle intermediate terrain. You're not going to
Right.
want to rock crawl this at all, but
no.
it can handle
It
off-road.
could get dirty.
Yeah, but for the most part, it's like gas mileage is around 18 to 20 miles
Yeah.
a gallon, and then
And you can go to two-wheel drive?
yeah, it's always in two-wheel drive. It's
Okay.
got the Atlas 3-speed transfer case, so you can do four-wheel high, four-wheel low.
Okay.
And it's got front and rear electric Rubicon lockers.
Oh, that's great.
So you do have the ability to go off. The reason why I say nothing more than intermediate is because it's got our standard ride height. Like
Right.
you probably want to lift it more if you're going to be doing some boulder jumping.
Well, let's go to the back of the vehicle. But does the
Hey, would you want to go off road?
No, I'm not. I don't go off road, guys. Come on. What?
it's got?
I don't have time
see,
for
well,
that.
see, it says International on the back here, International Scout. To me, there's nothing like round taillights. I don't know why. When the 2002 BMW came out in the 70s, it had these beautiful round taillights, and then they put square ones just to be different. I mean, even the McLaren F1 has nice round taillights. A Corvette round taillight. I mean, and it looks great on this. I see some modern ones now where the Jeep has some kind of X thing in the back. It just looks weird. Whereas this is just a really nice rear end on this thing with the International Scout in the white letters. It really looks terrific. Nicely done. Was that painted body color, or was that, do you think, done factory that way when they came out?
So in the original advertisements, they have it in the white. Whatever the top is
Right,
would match it.
gotcha.
So we match the top with the lettering with the wheels, right?
Okay.
And
this
the roll cage.
That tailgate comes down.
Yeah. So
Is that locked?
so in the old days they didn't have the automatic, right?
Right, right.
And so then you have two options here. It can sit here, then you can go all the way out.
Oh, I see. You can have it back. Okay.
Beach party right here.
Yeah.
Did
Just
these
cool.
have a rear seat originally?
Some of them did, right? Some were a truck, right?
Right.
So this is the truck. This one did have a rear seat, but the rear seat was so bulky and big, we removed it and
Right.
refigured this a newer seat. The seat that originally came in didn't have rear headrests, things like that.
And did it have backup lights originally?
These are stock. Everything
those are-
on the
okay.
outside down to the license plate and the bumpers, it's all stock looking.
Well, that's what I like. I can still recognize it for what it is. I hate sometimes when people modify a vehicle and I go, what this used to be.
That's right.
You know, and those are the touches that make it nostalgic. It looks great. So you didn't have to do a whole lot of work to the body shell, huh? Did you?
Well, we took it all down to steel.
Right,
We made
right.
sure all the panels were lined up. We did some fabrication on the inside, and then, of course, retrofitting the JK frame was a big undertaking.
right. Okay.
We 3D scanned the undercarriage and made sure the body mounts and everything. This does have the original, or this does have a custom roll cage.
Right.
And the roll cage, unlike the old school roll cages, this is tied into the frame.
Right.
Right. Versus it just sitting on the body, and
Yeah.
where if you roll over, it's actually worse than
Right.
what it's done. So
Yeah, it's good to have the roll cage.
yeah.
All right, well, let's
cage.
close it up and let's take it for a spin.
All right.
All right.
I think I'm driving this before you are.
You are. I'm going to sit in the back.
No, you guys are going to take it out. I'm just going to check it out.
Oh,
From
we'll be
afar.
able to talk freely about it.
Oh,
Yeah.
finally.
Before we take it for a ride, we're going to take it next door, put it up on the lift, show you the chassis, and then we'll go for a ride.
All right. I get to pick the radio station, Jay.
There you go.
You ever driven one of these before?
Not this one. Not.
All right. Be careful, okay? Wow. Look at this. Don't hit anything, Jay.
There you go. Well, we've got the car up on our Sterling lifts here. Let's see. Well, I mean, it all looks good. Whose frame is this?
Jeep JK. So right here is where we made the mark. We put in a sleeve to stretch the frame. It's a two-door Jeep JK 2017
Okay.
to fit the body essentially, and we use the original Jeep JK transmission crossmember that we adjusted and fabricated
Right.
for the Atlas transfer case.
Custom drive shaft you have to make up?
Custom drive shafts with a 2-inch drive shaft for the front. Gets a little tight here.
Steering dampener right here.
Dana 44 front and rear axles with lockers, so they're they're locker axles.
Right, right.
We got the Rubicon steering box in front with all of our Rubicon front and rear Dana 44 axles, Fox shocks, and then it's a 4-link system.
Well, look, you real Californian and put your catalytic converters on.
Yeah,
There you go.
4 cats going into a single larger muffler and right out the back.
And of course, the four-wheel, this had four-wheel drums when it came out. didn't it?
Yeah.
I'd imagine they were much.
So these are bigger, beefed up Rubicon braking system, and a very honest exhaust right out the back, a single pipe.
Yeah, yeah.
We did fabricate this in-house. This is our all-aluminum gas tank. It actually is a 23-gallon tank. This is our sway bar. This is actually an aftermarket sway bar, but
Right.
it fit just because we had to get around the fuel tank.
Gotcha.
But it hooks up to the reason why we picked the JK platform is I read a while ago that the axles and everything fit great with the 800, but you can get a lot of serviceable parts, suspension, sway
Right,
bars,
right.
steering, to where you're not having to re-engineer all that.
Good, okay. Well, nicely done. Let's put it down on the ground and we'll take it for a ride.
There it is. Yeah.
Yeah, this is like the first time it's been out. So
Yeah.
Yeah, brakes stop nice.
How's the power steering?
Power steering's good. I mean, it has probably more road feel than most, but I think it's nothing. Your wife's not going to be going like that, you know.
Yeah. When was the last time you drove an International Scout?
Been a while. Nice vehicle.
1972.
And what watch is that you got there?
I got the this exciting Apple Watch.
Oh yeah. Oh, you got the iWatch, yeah.
Yeah. Do you wear one?
I do have one, yeah. I've been wearing this one here is a Luminox. This was a military watch. You know, I had a Navy SEAL guy with here, and he gave it to me. And
Oh.
This is what they used to use, and you know, they're inexpensive. They're in the hundreds of dollars, not thousands of dollars, but they're pretty bulletproof, and you can go skin diving and.
They
all that.
look. You do a lot of skin diving?
No, I don't actually. I got a pool I've never been in. I had my
Really?
house- yeah, I had my house 30 years. 89, I went in to fix the light in the pool. And since because every time I get near it, I go, really? You got nothing else to do? There's nothing broken around here? Yeah, you're right.
Does anybody use the pool?
Yeah, no, nobody does. But anyway, that's the watch. Luminox, it's called, because in the dark you can see them. Their hands glow, and you can tell what time it is. But it's a great watch if you ride motorcycles, stuff like that, where it's subject to a lot of vibration. It's not going to fall apart on you. But hey, if it's good enough for Navy SEAls, it's good enough.
Yeah,
for
it's
me.
good. What do you just have a Navy SEAL in the car? You're just driving and he's handing out watches?
No, but we do a lot of military stuff.
Yeah.
Veterans and stuff. And Navy SEAls come and they give you something. And it was nice. It was nice guys. Nice guys.
So you have a car collection, a watch collection. I collect swords and knives.
Oh, is that right? Yeah.
Yeah. Which my wife was like, "What is wrong with you?" And
Now
I'm
there's
like,
oh God, I meet a lot of knife makers that make knives. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's just beautiful work they do.
Yeah, I have a knife sharpener at home, like a
Yeah,
wheel.
yeah.
I was like, "What am I doing? I look like I'm a serial killer."
What? And you have swords as well?
Yeah, my wife, and she was like, "You got to put those away," because when the kids were little, she's like, "You got to put those away," and I just never did because I'm a very responsible father.
Right. Yeah.
And one of the friends, he grabbed the blade of a samurai sword. He didn't. Thank God he didn't cut himself, but the mom was like, "Why would that be out?" I was like, "Well, he's never gonna do that again, so that's the good news."
Right. Yeah.
He's never gonna hit. And he didn't. But yeah, my wife will tell you, I collect way too many stupid. At one point, I was collecting pencils with the old NFL teams on them, and I'm like, I have a pencil collection. What am I doing? Do you remember those old pencils in the 70s and 80s? That, well, as a kid, you're like, you could get the entire NFL. Each team had their own pencil.
Yeah. I was never a big sports guy, but I would probably have car pencils.
All right, how's the turning?
No, it's very good. And like I said, when I hit the brakes with my hand off the wheel, it stops true. It doesn't pull to the left or right.
That's great.
No, they did a nice job.
Who of all the celebrities talked the most?
I think you'd be up there.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very
No,
much.
that's good though. It's a compliment.
Yeah, because some celebrities get in and just go, "All right,
You don't want to drive with De Niro. Yep. No. 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 Yeah. No.
Yep.
No.
Does he have a car collection?
No, he doesn't. Or as he would say, no.
Did he come on the show?
Oh, I've had him on a bunch of times. I went to dinner with him and Gorbachev.
Recently?
No, this was 10 years ago, maybe 15 years ago. It was me.
How was that?
Hilarious. Me, Gorbachev, Robert De Niro.
With an interpreter?
Well, you did have an interpreter, and I screwed it up because Rasha, his wife, was with her. So they come in and I go in Russian. They might have Rasha. I said, "Oh, well, you obviously married an older man." The interpreter goes, "Blah, blah, blah, blah." My husband was not an old man. I said, no. I meant.
That was it.
I said, "You look great. You must have been a teen bride." I was not a child when I didn't say you were. I mean, I just couldn't. I couldn't do anything. You see how these windows work?
Yeah.
You know they're electric, right? Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. See?
Yeah.
Hey! What? Is this Sun Valley?
It's the Sun Valley. Yeah.
Okay.
You want to drive it?
Yes.
Yeah. Let's
This
see
is
what we get.
exciting.
Okay.
Never done it. Okay. All right, here we go. First time ever, literally.
And we have the original book. Look at that.
See? Look at that. Jay, the last time I saw you, I asked you what you had for breakfast, and you said peanut butter and jelly sandwich. What would you have had for your breakfast?
Well, I don't eat breakfast. You know what? I'd probably make spaghetti or something.
Spaghetti?
Or make a steak. I don't. To
For
me,
breakfast?
To me, all the meals are the same. I don't really.
What do you, first thing you have in the morning, what do you have?
I don't have anything in the morning. I usually don't eat until noon or sometimes 4 o'clock.
Okay, look at that. We're doing it.
How does it feel to you?
Feels good.
Yeah.
The steering's really tight.
Yeah.
You like these?
Yeah, those are nice. I like that you can see through them.
I don't think International Scout had those when we were.
They might have. These were farm vehicles. you could go to a scout dealer, you buy a tractor or a plow. Oh, by the way, do you want a car? We have cars too, you know.
Were they considered, so they were more obviously considered work vehicles? And
Oh, that's
work-
what they were. That's what they were. How does it feel to you?
It feels good.
Yeah.
I feel like the guy behind me is not happy with us, but you know, we're making a, oh, there we go. We're making a TV show. We're making a TV show. Get going. Sorry. I don't want you to have to see me like this, Jay.
There you go.
Okay. Here we go. I'm making, no one's behind me. All right. I have no idea where we are.
We're
You could
following
be,
that guy, yeah.
you could be leading me to a hole in the ground that you're gonna bury me in.
You catch on
Jay.
fast.
Seems a little murdery for your show. It seems like a bad policy
Yeah.
for the comics.
Well, you know, the funny thing about these cars is they weren't very good to begin with. I mean, they were rugged and bulletproof, but you could see daylight through the door here and all that kind of stuff.
And that's how they kind of came.
That's the way they came, yeah, because they were workhorse vehicles. That's what they were for. I thought he did a very clever job. So you can just undo these clips and you can take the roof off, which is great. But otherwise, you'd be here with wrenches all day trying to
Yeah.
unbolt the thing.
Say it's 1970. You're the workhorses you have to choose from are International,
Right.
Chevy, Ford.
Ford.
I don't know.
Chrysler.
Studebaker still around at that
No,
point?
Studebaker was gone by 57.
What would you have chosen back then?
I don't know, maybe the Ford F-150. That's always been a good car.
So when you interviewed sports stars,
Here's how you interview a sports star. Hey, you're unbelievable. Thanks. Then they talk. And then they'll say, you know the so-and-so. Yeah. Woo! Yeah, it was something. Yeah. That's kind of how you do it.
Yeah, what do you do when you get a guest who they're like, oh, they're not gonna get a lot of talking. I'm not gonna. You just gotta start dancing.
Well, you get a lot of guests that don't really want to talk. You know.
Yeah, that's
Like De Niro's not a talker. You know.
Right.
No. Yeah. No.
Was that how he was with Gorbachev?
Yeah. Well, Gorbachev didn't speak English. I had to go through the translator. Actually, Gorbachev told me a Gorbachev joke that was very popular in Russia.
What's the joke?
Two guys that stand in the bread line. Been standing there for 7 hours waiting for bread. One guy goes, all right, this sucks. This is Gorbachev. I hate Gorbachev. If he was here, I'd kill the guy. And then somebody, yeah, kill Gorbachev. You want me to kill? Yeah, kill Gorbachev. The whole crowd goes, kill Gorbachev, kill Gorbachev. Yeah, you know, I'm going to go kill Gorbachev. The guy leaves, okay? So he leaves. Comes back 4 hours later, still standing in the line. The other guy says, you killed Gorbachev? He says, no, that line was longer than this one. Not a bad joke.
Pretty good.
Yeah, not a bad joke.
You want to try the airbags out?
There's no airbags in this.
Oh, well, I could get some in here.
You can get a couple old bags to drive along, but yeah.
Now, do you cook at all, Jay? Like tonight for dinner, will you cook?
I cook for my wife every night.
Oh, see? Good husband. Good. What's your favorite show right now on TV?
I like Law and Order. I like Dick Wolf stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it. It's episodic. I can watch a little show. Everything now is like one murder trial for 12 weeks. So you get all these sub-stories. I like Law and Order. Commit crime, get there and go to prison, you know.
Yeah.
So you're pleased with
Oh my gosh, this is like I feel like a 6-year-old on Christmas morning.
There you go. Well, yeah, well, it's nice. You know, a lot of times people do these cars and trucks, pulls to the left, steering isn't quite right, the horn doesn't work. But everything is working on this one, and it seems fine.
Yeah.
The horn works, steering column, get moving. We jammed on the brakes 2 or 3 times from 60 miles an hour with no hands on the wheel, and it stopped nice and true and straight. So, yeah, he did a good job. I think you should be very happy with this.
I don't know where I'm gonna put it, but I love it so much. My wife is gonna be like, great.
You're not going to leave it outside, are you?
No, I can't. Definitely not.
No, 'cause-
This is yeah. Especially if I'm gonna take the roof off after this.
yeah, especially in LA when it gets stolen.
Do you think I feel like it would be easy to find if it got stolen.
Huh?
Like if this gets stolen, they're like,
Well,
how
it's
mu-
easy to find. You'll get the part that went to Mexico, the other part that went to somewhere else, you know.
I feel like, I don't know, they're like, maybe like, it was put an APB out on a 1970 International Scout.
Well, it'll probably get chopped up. Somebody take the motor and put it in something else.
You should do a show where you steal cars and chop them up and
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
see where they take the parts. And
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Have you ever had a car stolen?
Yes.
What was stolen?
My 53 Hudson Hornet was stolen in Boston. And I went to the impound yard. Did he find it? No. And there was a cop in the back sitting at a desk giving me the eye, you know. So about the third of our time we're in, the cop said, meet me in back. And he said, look, there's an officer here. If these cars are here for 60 days and don't get picked up, we sell them. And he wants your car. I just don't want to see it get. So why don't you pretend like you saw it? Okay. Oh, then I did, and I got it back. So I was very grateful to that guy, you know.
What year was that?
God, that was 1969. Well, thanks for bringing it by. It was fun having it revealed on the show and getting your initial impression.
And for those of you that don't believe, I am sarcastic all the time, but I really had not seen the finished product.
Yeah,
I'd
no,
seen
it's
different
great.
videos, but I hadn't seen it in person.
Yeah.
And so this was thrilling.
Joel, thank you, my friend. All right.
Wait, did you just bail out? What happened?
Yeah, I'm going to get out here at the
Well,
light. Yeah.
then why don't
I'll walk back.
Okay. I feel like I can give you a ride if you want it.
When do you give it to the wife?
Right? Literally today.
Today. Okay, today's the day.
Yeah. She's gonna, well, I hope she likes it. Brian, I hope she likes it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brian Corsetti, for taking all the time and the passion and the sweat and the tears to make this beautiful truck.
Did a good job. See you guys next week.
See you next week.